And welcome to episode 22 of Ripping the Rack podcast. My name is Tim. My co host Brian, unfortunately, is not able to make it today, so I will be running solo. Um, Brian's agent, Scott Boris, has informed us that he is withholding his services from us for better perks and more pay. Apparently, free was the wrong thing. Seriously, no. We wish Brian well. Unfortunately, there was a death. Close family friend of his has passed away unexpectedly, and he is at the wake and dealing with the loss of a friend. So we wish Brian well, and of course we wish the family of Dale Lindsay well as express our condolences to Dale's family. I knew Dale personally. I'd known him for 20 plus years. Worked with him at the prison when I worked there, and played softball with him and so forth. Good guy, and he's going to be missed. So, Brian, you're missed. Understand this is certainly an excused absence. So, it is just me. I am riding solo this week, so be gentle. Hopefully, I can do this well enough where it doesn't suck. But most likely we are talking about me, so no promises. Um, don't really have much for an agenda this week. Obviously, people are starting to get back into bowling, which is great. Among other things that are going on in this world, this crazy ass world that we live in. So, what's to talk about? Let's see. Maine State doubles this weekend. I do not have the results. I believe on the men's side, on the scratch side, Chris Merrill and Doug Smith won. I am not sure of the scores. I know Chris bowled really well. I think it was around 1340, 1350, somewhere in that range. Doug was in the 1250 range. So good score, good winning score. Mark Smith, another one over 1300. I think they were in second. Mark Smith and Corey Cooper. Third place, I believe, was Cole Fry and Jim Killam. And fourth place was yours truly and Craig Irvin. Also like to shout out to Bob Sedgwick. Bob bowls out of Newport Entertainment in Newport, Maine. Bob had a fantastic 201 string in the doubles yesterday. Could have been a lot more, but a hell of a string. He had a four-bagger with a wobbly nine, which he made. That was his half. He got up and threw two more strikes. So, man, he really could have had seven in a row. But again, 201 is a heck of a score. That was his first 200 string. I think I heard someone say his previous high single was 190. I want to say 193, 194, somewhere in that range. And he also went 1300. I think he was 1305, 1304, somewhere in that range for his first time. So congratulations, Bob. Great bowling. I am unsure on the women's side. I did not see any of the scores, so I do not know. Hopefully, we'll have those next week, and I'll be able to report on those. Would like to thank Bangor Borough for hosting the Maine State Doubles. It was it was an interesting week. We'll weekend up there. We'll leave it at that. They had their struggles. They worked hard though. Special thanks to John for helping out from Newport. Chip couldn't be there. Chip had prior plans and couldn't be there. And of course, Evan has moved to Massachusetts. I'm not sure why Maddie wants him down there, but apparently that's the end thing, that he wants to be with the one he loves. Go figure. So that's kind of where things at right now. Again, Bangor was it was a struggle. It was a struggle for most everyone. A lot of splits, lots of odd action. Scores were decent. Again, I didn't bowl great. I scored well, or scored decent. I was 1269. but it was just it was an odd day, odd weekend up there from a scoring standpoint. I know Exeter had a big tournament. 12 teams, 2 men, 2 women. I believe Baker's team won. I don't have the information right in front of me. I'll see if I can't pull that up as I talk it through. But it was Baker gave it a heck of a run. I know that much. I think he averaged something like 143, 145, something like that for the tournament. So heck of a run he gave in that. So I'm going to see if I can't find the final standings here. No, I got them right here. So let's see. Team number 7 was Baker. So Kim Pelletier, Sonia Rossi, Sean McKinley, and Sean Baker. Baker averaged, he ended up at 137. So again, he was running around 145 for a lot of the tournament. Ran into a little bit of a buzzsaw at the end, but again, a hell of a run. Great bowling by all of them. And then second place was team number 5, which was Sage Johnson, Jess Stockton, Brian Fuller Jr., and John Winchell. I think, let's see, Baker was 36-8. Winchell was 32-12, and they tied with team number 2, which was Sarah Duffy, Lori Lewis, Nate Lees, and Nick Zuffalato, or Freshie as some people call him. Great bowling by all. High single for the day was Sean Baker with 172 for the men. Josh Daly 161. DJ Trask 161 as well. And then for the women's scratch game or high game was Glennis McKinley with 155, Sage Johnson with 155, and Shannon Scribner with 146. Great scores, great bowling. Looked like a lot of fun. Maybe next year I'll bowl in that. Who knows? So thank you to Exeter for putting on a nice little tournament there. I know I talked to some folks that love bowling there. Hopefully I can get in there at some point soon, because that is a place that I would love to bowl in. Just seems like a heck of a house. A lot of fun. Get what you earn. From what I understand, it's not a fast house. It's not a slow house. It's an honest house, and really that's all you can ask for as a bowler, is that you want an honest house. You want to go in and be able to score well if you bowl well, and if you're not, then bowl better. I guess it's the way that I could say it. We do have some Worlds news as far as the men's Worlds. Unfortunately, Evan Reaver put it out there today on Candlepin Chat that Bangor Brewer will not be hosting the 2021 World Tournament. Not quite sure where it's going to go. It's normally in Canada on an odd year, but I suspect it's my guess is back to Academy would be my guess. In Maine, the only house that can hold that is Bangor, I believe, the only 24-lane house in the state of Maine. Besides, I think that's the only 24-lane house. Westport might be 24 lanes in Westbrook, but I'm not sure. So, unfortunately, that is not going to be happening in 2021 for Bangor Brewer Bowling Center. Hopefully Barber and Davey Somerton and the rest of the guys that are running the tournament can find a suitable house. There are some out there that would be kind of fun. Hopefully they can find something that everyone wants to bowl in, and we can go from there. Let's see what else we got for news here. The Chicha National Championship. Schedule events for round 1 starting today, Monday, October 5th. Yes, I am recording this on Monday. Nick Leach, Rich Lamone, Nick Norcross, Pete Ritzcatelli will be bowling their group today. Big day on Thursday for that. Thursday, October 8th. It looks like there are a ton of bowling going on. The Dave Godwin, Daryl Goodwin, Mike McGinty, Mike Legendre are bowling. 7 o'clock. Also at 7 o'clock is Freshie, Brandon Marks, Dave Malahan, Sean Baker. Also at 7 o'clock is Frank DeLuca, Nate Lees, Ed Woodside, Josh Daly. Also at 7 o'clock, Nikki McKeever, Lori Lewis, Blanca Kacharna, and Faye Sawyer. That is going to be at the Portsmouth Bowlerama. I'd say go down and watch. I'm assuming you can go watch. I don't know. Maybe call the bowling alley ahead of time to see. Friday, October 9th at 6:30 will be Deb Regan, Sarah Duffy, Sonia Rossi, Sonia Johnson. Sunday, October 11th at 11 a.m., Nance Vestal, Amy Doobie, Jessica Stockton, and Sarah Simmons. And then at 1 o'clock on Sunday will be Matt Susi, Brian Fuller Jr., Justin Scally, Lou Kacharna. And then the last, a couple more foursomes here. We got Monday, October 12th at 5 p.m., John Winchell, Bob Lee, Paul Atkinson, Brian Heffernan. And then I think there's one more is Jeremy Seaholm, Jeff Walsh, Brian Fournier, Mark Strangio, I believe is October 11th at 1:30. Sunday the 11th at 1:30. I think that's it. That's going to be kind of a fun one to watch. Kind of be interesting to see. Don't know what's going to happen there, but it will be, certainly will be fun. What else is going on? Let's see. Leagues are happening. We miss our folks in Canada. Hopefully soon we can all get together and actually have a tournament, a big one with everybody, and we can go from there. Be kind of nice to get back to a little bit of what we used to do and what we used to be like. I miss it. I miss the people. I was talking to Brian about this the other day, is that it's kind of different being the way we're at right now, and kind of the unfortunate situation of this pandemic is the fact that you can't see anyone. You can't see your friends. You can't see your family. It makes it very difficult to do the things you want to do. I wish it was a little different, but realistically it's not. So we do what we can. We still need people to let us know what they want to hear. It's Ripping the Rack Podcast at gmail.com. You can reach us on Facebook at Ripping the Rack Podcast, Twitter on Ripping the Rack Podcast, YouTube on Ripping the Rack Podcast, and other things. By the way, that intro music, I'm going to thank Jordan Matero, my youngest, for creating that. He got bored the other night while he was working, and he just put something together, and kind of cool. He sent me like 3 different ones, and that seems to be the one that we're going to go with. But we might try another one next week and let you guys choose kind of our theme music to the podcast. But getting back to the original thing I was talking about, we need your ideas, folks. Can't put it any plain than that. We do this podcast for you guys. We do this podcast because we enjoy it. Frankly, we like to talk, and this is an avenue for us to talk. So, in order for us to have, a podcast, I'm not going to say dedicated to Candlepin Bowling, because that's not kind of what we envisioned, but it's what it's kind of turning into. We need your ideas, folks. I don't know what it is that you guys want us to talk about, so send us your messages. If you have, and for that, we thank you. I will speak on behalf of Brian and say thank you very much for that. it's very much a welcome, uh, very much a welcome side to have you reach out and kind of tell us what you want us to talk about. Ryan Drago has sent several messages in saying, "Hey, what about this?" and things like that. And we appreciate that. Ryan Hogan has done it as well. There's a bunch of listeners that have done that. I will answer just about any question you pose, except for obvious ones that I've had that I'm not going to answer. I think we all know what that is because it makes me laugh every time someone says, "Hey, who's the biggest D-bag in bowling?" Well, if you have to ask, then you probably already know. I think all of us know. Some guy by the name of Tim Matero is probably at the top of that list. Now, seriously, I'm not going to answer that because I'm not here to bash on anyone. I really want to try to promote the game as much as possible, and talk about me because how much more fun is that than to listen to me talk about me? Just kidding. I do like to talk about me, but I'm not going to because we need to know what you want us to talk about. So tell us what you want to talk about. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want, as I would probably say to Brian. Let's see. What else we got? Chris Curley is your new king of the river down at Riverwalk. Congratulations, Chris. We've had some big strings that I've seen. We've had some big totals that I've seen, which is really kind of fun. It's always fun to watch someone bowl well. Big strings are great. I love watching someone throw a big string. I don't know why. I enjoy it. I love watching good bowling. Unfortunately, I've seen it done against me so much that I'm used to it. Maybe that's why I love to watch it. But let's see it. Let's hear it. I was going to go over the brag sheet again. I've got that list. I'm going to give that a rest for this week. I'd really like to take this time to just kind of talk a little bit about what's going on. Got the Patriots game tonight. This is Monday night. Cam has COVID. Unfortunately, will not be playing. Sony Michel is out. Could see Damian Harris, I guess. Never count out Bill Belichick, but you are going into Kansas City. Kansas City is the best team in the league, with the best quarterback in the league. Yes, I do believe Pat Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league, as well as I believe that Russell Wilson is right up there with him. I think those are the two best quarterbacks, even though Josh Allen is making a case early on for MVP. Great for Buffalo. That's been a team that's been down for a while. Oh, speaking of teams that's been down for a while, how about those Cleveland Browns? That's I gotta admit that's pretty cool to see. I would love to see the Browns actually do something and go somewhere with what they're doing. Not sure if Baker Mayfield is the Baker Mayfield. I'm not sure if that's the answer at the quarterback position for the Browns, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. Would love to see them actually do something. I don't know when the last time they made the playoffs were, but on another positive note, the A's are ahead 2-0 on the Astros in the bottom of the second in the ALDS. Doc Rivers is your new coach of the Philadelphia 76ers. Great to see Doc back in the East, even though he's a hell of a good coach, and I'm not sure if I want the Sixers to have a good coach because, well, I'm a Celtics fan, so that's not really cool. The elephant in the room right now, obviously, is our wonderful president. With COVID. I don't know if I really want to touch on that subject. Actually, I know I don't want to touch on that subject, but it's the big elephant in the room, so I'm sure we should probably at least say something about Donald J. Trump with COVID Whether you believe he has it or not, that's obviously the big conspiracy theory out there right now, is that he does not have it. I'm not particularly impressed with him downplaying the virus as much as he has. I think that's irresponsible of him. I think that's going to put people in danger. I mean, hell, you've already just, 208,000 people have died from this. There's nothing to downplay about this. This is a real thing. It is what it is. I get it. You don't have to agree with me. I just think he's really, really downplaying it to a point of bad things could potentially happen. Let's see what else we got going on here in the world. It's really not any good news. I'm just looking at like CNN.com. It's all bad shit going on. Former MLB player found dead after police sought him as a suspect in the killing of his ex-girlfriend. Anyone remember Charles Hager? Guess he played for the Dodgers. I don't remember him at all, but well, he's did some bad shit. What else we got? Oh, that's right. Miami beat the Lakers last night, so that's good. So at least they're not going to get swept. I think you're probably gonna. I think you're gonna see them lose, but at least it won't be a sweep, which is good. Let's see. Europe sets a grim COVID-19 record as restrictions are reimposed in Europe, so that's good. Boy, I tell you, there is honestly nothing good news in the world of CNN right now. Holy sweetness. I don't usually watch or go on CNN or Fox or any of those just because I don't like to be reminded of that. And I don't know why I just did that, but that was pretty foolish of me. Let's see. How about this? Oh, umpire suing MLB assigned to Dodgers. Should have known this. Angel Hernandez is assigned to the Los Angeles Dodgers San Diego Padres series, and he's suing MLB, alleging racial discrimination. Well, could it be the fact that you suck as an umpire? And for those of you that follow baseball, know that I am right when I say Angel Hernandez sucks as an umpire. He is absolutely, number one, he's batshit crazy. Number two, he is terrible. Absolutely terrible as an umpire. You watch some of his balls and strikes calls. I mean, it is utterly ridiculous that he is still a major league umpire. I mean, that just goes to show you how much of a job a union can do for you, because he is such a bad person at this job. Like, seriously, if I sucked as bad at my job as he does at his, I'd have been fired several times over. I mean, it's not good. If you could take my meaning here, I can pretty much probably guess that I'm not a big Angel Hernandez fan. Probably because he's terrible at his job, or as Charles Barkley would say, terrible. He's terrible. What else going on in the world of sports? Patriots, Brian Hoyer is starting tonight, and not Jared Stidham. We've got some other interesting crapola. The NFC East is awesome right now. It's nice to see the Philadelphia Eagles leading that division with a losing record. They are 1-2-1, and they are in first in their division, folks. That is how bad that division is. That's not good. Not good at all. Let's see. You've got 2 NFL games tonight. You got the Falcons at the Packers, which should be a rout because the Falcons are terrible. And then, of course, you got Patriots at Kansas City, which, look, I'm a diehard Pats fan. This is not going to be pretty. I have a hard time seeing this as a very much, basically no chance of winning type thing. I just don't see it. I don't see how it can happen. Kansas City is loaded. They are for real. They are really good. In case you haven't figured that out. For those of you that have Netflix, and maybe you're up there in age a little bit like me, I'm not old, I'm seasoned, as Brian likes to say. You need to watch Cobra Kai if you haven't. That is a phenomenal show. Fantastic show. Love the fact that they have Johnny Lawrence on there and, of course, Daniel LaRusso. So you've got Ralph Macchio back for his Daniel LaRusso, and you have, I don't know who the actor is that plays Johnny Lawrence, but he's back for it. You got flashbacks to Karate Kid. It is a fantastic movie. Fantastic episodes, season episodes. Not a movie. It's a TV show. Watch it. They're about 30 plus minutes each episode. I believe there's 10 episodes a season, 2 seasons. So you could watch it all in one day if you truly sat down and had 20 hours or so, and you didn't want to sleep. That would be interesting. That's kind of where I am right now. I got to get back into some TV shows though. I started watching Breaking Bad. I've got a couple of seasons in. I got to get back into Breaking Bad. Sons of Anarchy, I got to get back into. Walking Dead. I got to get back into Walking Dead. What else am I missing? I'm missing a whole bunch of The Office. Sorry, Freshie, I haven't watched all of The Office yet. I know that makes me a bad person, but you'll get over it. There's there's a lot of other stuff to do. You've got some great shows on Netflix right now. And I only say that because my sports have dwindled. I mean, all I have now are the Patriots on Sunday, for the most part on Sundays. I don't have any Celtics games. I don't have any Bruins games. And, of course, the Red Sox sucked this year, so I didn't have any of that. So I'm a diehard sports fanatic. I love sports. I watch sports all the time. And, unfortunately, right now, there's just not a lot out there. So I will send me what you want to watch. Send me what I should watch. Let me know. That would be kind of neat. I will say this. I'll get back into a little bit of bowling. I know I'm rambling here, but I didn't have an agenda, and it's trying to fill an hour spot with just me talking it's not exactly the easiest thing, but it's certainly interesting. There are some definite shows out there that I need to watch. So get me a list of what you think I should watch. Oh, Letterkenny. I got to get back into Letterkenny. That's a fantastic show as well. What else is out there? Let's see. There's movies and stuff like that I need to watch as well. So I don't know. I gotta find something, because I think my wife's gonna get sick of me actually being around and trying to figure out she's trying to figure out what to do with me now that I don't have sports to watch and stuff. So what else is happening here in the world of the world? You know what I'd like to see some get back to bowling for a second here. People have commented that they enjoyed, the top 10 lists, top 25 lists, things of that nature. Tell me what you want for a list. Brian and I will work on a list, but I gotta know what you want. Um, it could be one thing that we've talked about in the past, Brian and I, is kind of putting a top list of things that we've witnessed in the game of candlepin bowling, whether it's someone throwing a 200 string for the first time, seeing someone throw a high series, seeing a great shot to win a match, something like that. So we did have that conversation in the past, that would be kind of fun to kind of put together some type of list, even though that's really hard to do, because there's been so many cool things with the in bowling that we've seen, or or have seen, or are going to see, hopefully at some point or another. So we'll see what kind of transpires with that. There are, of course, other ways of reaching us. Snapchat, TJM502. I believe Brian's is Candlepin Kid 77. I think it's Candlepin Kid 77. Could be wrong on that, Brian. If it is, I apologize. But TJM502 is my Snapchat. Twitter, reach us on there. Again, we got to have some things to talk about. And it could be something random. Talk about some favorite bowling destinations that we've been to. I know there's not a lot. We are talking about the Northeast. I talked about Halifax, just how much I loved bowling in Halifax. Halifax Fairlane specifically, just because I love the house. The ease of getting food and things to do and things to eat. We had a great casino, not a huge one, but a nice casino, but a ton of food options downtown. But if you really want to get me talking, then I can talk about Vegas. Love Las Vegas. Oh my God, I could talk. I'll talk years off about Las Vegas. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend people going to Las Vegas and just enjoying the atmosphere. Well, maybe not right now, because it's a little bit batshit crazy out there right now. It has changed. My first trip to Vegas was in 2000. Things were still relatively inexpensive. Like, you could really go on the cheap and really enjoy yourself. Do a lot, see a lot, eat a lot. But that's unfortunately, things have changed. Corporations got a hold of things. It has become a little bit more expensive to go for a vacation out there, but you can still get great deals. You still do a lot of things out there that don't require a whole ton of money. You can still, again, it's one of those places where I do think everyone should go at least once in their life. You don't have to gamble. Matter of fact, the last time I went, which was last year, my wife and I went out. Angie and I went out for a week, and I gambled a total of 30 minutes or so. Sat at a blackjack table for about 30 minutes. There's just so much to do, so much to see. If you want to relax, you can relax. If you want to just be on the go all the time, you can be on the go all the time. There's videos of me falling on my ass at the, I don't even know what you call it, the water. It's one of those, flow riders. My wife and I got I'm not much of a pool person, because I basically burn the minute I get outside. But we got a cabana at the Planet Hollywood Hotel and Casino for the day. And with that cabana came, I think it was like 2 half-hour sessions or 2-hour-long sessions on the flow rider that they have. And I've never done it, and I'm like, hey, that looks like fun. And there's a guy on there doing tricks and flips and twists and turns, and I'm like, yeah, hey, I can do this. And Oh my God. If you've never done it, it is not as easy as it looks, folks. I'm fairly coordinated. Like I can walk and chew and talk at the same time. Um, and I'm pretty coordinated. Like I grew up on skis. I grew up skiing. I could water ski. Not good, but I could water ski. And I got on that flow rider and I ate the proverbial ass. I mean, there video after video of me just wiping out and the water just shooting me right up to the top and over. And, of course, you can't help but laugh at it because Angie's laughing in the video half the time, because her support was tremendous to help me out there. But highly recommend that. That is, oh my God, that is so much fun. So we'd like to do that again. Maybe next year. I don't know. I turn a magical age next year. I turn 50. So I've always wanted to go and do something for my 50th birthday. I've always wanted to play like golf at a nice place. Don't get me wrong, I've played some nice courses, but I don't know, it's something about the 50th birthday is. So I thought about going to Vegas with some friends, not hangover style because I am way too old to do that shit. But had a lot of fun. Definitely recommend going to Vegas. Definitely recommend if you ever want to know what to do, just ask. I probably could have a job as a tourism leader for Vegas because I've talked about it so much. What else? Let's see. We got some new music coming out. I do like my music. I miss going to concerts. That's another thing with COVID that sucks is being stuck inside. Miss the whole concert thing. Miss going to see live music. There's something about live music and that I kind of miss. Saw Keith Urban in Vegas too. By the way, I know that's kind of random, but holy shit, what a show he puts on! Man, that was awesome. Some of the other concerts, Brian and I have talked music in the past. We've talked concerts. We've talked a whole bunch of things. My musical taste varies. I mean, let's face it. If it's not opera, as long as it's not opera or I don't know, opera's a big one for me. I'll even listen to some rap. Not crazy about it, but I'll listen to it. Not a big fan of, I guess top 20 pop music. It just, I don't know. It doesn't seem as good as it used to be. Do like me some classic rock though. Give me some classic rock or even some really good country. Give me some Chris Stapleton, Jason Isbell. I know he's not country. He's more Americana. Americana, if you don't know what that is, that's kind of that combination of country as well as just more. There's a little bit of blues, a little bit of southern rock, I guess. It's more classic American, just good stuff, and that's Jason Isbell. He's by far one of the best lyricists out there. If you've ever listened to his music, it is tremendous. Listen to the lyrics, listen to what he says, because that's truly when music, when you listen to the words and when the artist can actually tell a story with the music, that's what it's about with me. I want to be told a story. I don't want to just hear crap. So, yeah. I just realized, I hope this is episode 22 because I said that's what we are in. And I just realized, I hope it's not something different. I've lost track of how many episodes we have. So I think it's episode 22. I hope it's episode 22 because if not, I guess I'm a freaking idiot. Well, we all know I am, but you get the picture. Let's see. We've got a little bit of time left. let's see. What do we want to? What do you guys want to hear? Because I know that you're going to be listening to this tomorrow, going, Jesus, Montero sounds like a friggin' idiot. Well, I am, but that's okay. We can talk. Let's go with. Let's talk a little bit about some things that I've seen with bowling. Some really big strings. One of the coolest things that I've seen was I watched Val Joy. I had the pleasure of bowling next to Val in Pittsfield when she bowled her 200 string and set the Maine state record for single string. And it was just it was my first. I think it was my first 200 string that I'd seen. No, it wasn't. I'd seen a couple, but it was something different because I've seen it from afar, standing in the stands, not in the stands, but standing back watching. I'd never been up on the lanes bowling next to the person that's doing it, and I realized how difficult that is to focus on your own game when someone is doing something like that. Because it was just so cool to watch her, ball after ball go exactly where she wanted it to go. And I'll never forget that, she threw a spare in the 10th, and she needed a strike for its 200. And she was looking up at the score, just trying to figure out what she needed and everything else. And, she just she looked over at me, and I had backed off. I didn't want to get in her way. I knew she had something special going, and I just kind of looked at her. I said, Val, just throw the hammer. Like, stop thinking about it. Just throw the hammer. And she kind of looked at me and just kind of shook her head and got up and, went into her approach, and the ball left her hand, and it was one of those ones where you knew immediately when it left her hand it was going to be a good ball. It was going right into the pocket, and the pins just exploded for the 200, and, she obviously got excited, and everyone, cheering and clapping, and it was so cool to see, and I think hopefully we've all experienced, something like that, where you see, you see a person just on fire, 1 string, 3 string, 5 string, it doesn't matter, and you just sit back and you watch. And I can think of some others. Jason Kaler, he had a night against me where he went 5-12 for 3. I think it was 5-12, 5-10, 5-12, something like that. And it was one of those nights where he just couldn't miss. Every ball was in the pocket. The pins were exploding. And, I'm sitting back, and I bowled well against him. I think I went like 430. And I'm getting absolutely blown away. And, he kind of looked at me at like 3/4 of the way through and just kind of, did the old Michael Jordan, just kind of shrugged his shoulders like what the hell? I don't know. I'm just kind of throwing the ball. And the best part about it, and he'll even tell you, is he never thought about how he was bowling because he was working at the same time. So he'd come up and bowl his 5 boxes, then he'd go back behind the bar and serve people and get people their drinks, and he was busy, so he never had a chance to really think about what he was doing or how he was doing it. But it was one of my favorite nights of league bowling, because it was just so special to see him bowl like that. And I am lucky. Yeah, I got my ass kicked, but man, I was blessed because I got a front row seat to someone that was doing something of such an epic proportion with bowling. It was so cool. And that goes no different than Nate LeBlanc last year in the Can-Am up in Bangor going 1486 for 10. I was lucky enough where I witnessed Russ Neely bowl 1485 in Bangor, and I was also on the receiving end of Nate's 1486, or at least his 180 something. And it was, again, it was one of those things where, he just hit throw the ball and just kind of smile because it didn't matter. He was just, the pins were flying, and even if he didn't get the leave that he was looking for, he still turned around and made it. I think he had 9 marks out of the 10. And again, it's one of those ones where I got my ass handed to me and I threw like a 140. As like, basically he turns and looks and says, go fuck yourself, Montero. I've had those moments quite a bit where people have basically looked at me like that when we're been up on the lanes, and I have been on the receiving end of a few beatdowns, more than one, and that's okay, because I've told people all along, you're gonna lose more than you win in the game of Candlepin bowling. It's just how it is, and it's just how it's always going to be. And unfortunately, it's, I don't know what else to say about it. But watching Nate do his 1486 last year was a lot of fun. And of course, Nate's a hell of a nice guy too, and that's, I guess that doesn't hurt when it's a really nice guy that's just absolutely on fire. I watched Russ when he bowled his 1485 at Bangor. That was during the either 89 or 1990 eliminations up in Bangor, and he bowled Don Saucier. Don is out of Saco, and Don was he's a Hall of Fame. He's in the Hall of Fame. Hell of a bowler, and I think he went like 13-20. But Russ had a day just. For those of you that knew Russ back in the day, you'll never see anyone more intense bowling. He used to get into it. I mean, that's kind of, people look at me and be like, man, you jump around and you really get into it. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's Russ was one of my mentors, and that's what I saw when Russ was into it. He was pumping his arm. He was, running back. He was getting excited. He wouldn't yell. He wouldn't scream. He never kicked the ball return or slammed the balls or anything like that. But it was always, it was a pleasure to watch him bowl. And I got to learn from Russ, and it was an amazing experience getting to learn from a Hall of Fame bowler. And then Charlie came along into my bowling life, when I was young. I think I was not as young as Russ did, but I think I was like, 19 or 20 or somewhere in that 20-21 range. And he kind of pulled me aside and was like, I don't remember the exact words, but he probably dropped an F-bomb, and he probably said something rude and crude and made me laugh. And, that's when you realize that you were good with Charlie, is when he was joking with you and when he was laughing with you and, frankly, making fun of you, because he did that a lot too. But the day Russ went 1485, what people don't realize is the elimination tournament back then was you bowled 10 straight strings. You didn't take a break. You didn't sit down. If they were on lane 9 and 10, Russ on lane 10, Don on lane 9, they bowl their 5 boxes, they swap lanes, bowl 5 boxes, swap lanes, bowl 5, you would do that until 10 strings was done. And if anyone has not done that, give it a try. You'll realize how difficult that is. That is not an easy task to bowl 10 strings in a row without a break, other than, a sip of water when you're done 5 boxes. Maybe you come back and after the string and they're adding everything up, and you just kind of you sit down, you take a drink, excuse me, and then you sit back up and you stand back up and you get back up there and you bowl. It is very difficult, and it is not an easy task. So when you have someone bowling the way he was bowling, which makes it even more incredible, is he had 4 straight strings. He went it was 160 something, 160 something, 180 something, 160 something. And it was, just ball after ball going exactly where he wanted it. Always going for the object pin, always taking what he can get and moving on. And at one point, he was so into the match, he threw, I can't remember if it was a double strike or a triple strike or something like that. I think it might have been a triple at one point. And he like came running back, and it wasn't, if the crowd wasn't there, he probably would have ran out the door, ran down Wilson Street, and kept running and whatnot. But that's just kind of how much fun it was to watch Russ bowl when he was into it. Another cool thing that I've seen, that I had the firsthand got on the firsthand knowledge of, was the butt whooping that AJ gave me one night in league. Bowled at Oxford Hills, now Stars and Strikes. I was up 50. What was I up? 52 pins, I believe it was. 52 pins going into the back half. Even no marks, and AJ proceeded to throw 120 something half at me. I threw a 70 half and I lost. He had 5 strikes in a row. That was the first time I'd ever seen a 5-bagger thrown at me, and and the 4th and 5th one, you wouldn't know if that was his first. That was just how AJ. You only knew he was in it because he'd give a little shoulder shrug, like a little, like you're taking your right shoulder and moving it towards the pins, like there's a little bit of action, and that's about the only thing you ever saw with AJ. A little sarcastic smile, wry smile, call it what you want, but it was like one of those, I knew I had you all the way type things. So that was pretty cool. I've been lucky enough to be able to watch a lot of people bowl their personal highs. And I don't care if you're an 85 average bowler and you go out and you throw a 135 string and that's your high string. It is so fun to watch a person do that, and to see their joy and their happiness, at doing something that they had never done. It's fun to me. It's fun to watch. It's fun to see someone bowl like that, and the absolute joy on their face when they get excited like that. I don't know. It's just kind of neat to me. It's still fun. Which bowling wasn't fun for me for a while. And it's come back. And there's a lot of reasons for it. There's a lot of people that I could sit back and thank. But it's nice to it's nice to have fun bowling and seeing it again, kind of that way. I just wish we could do. I wish we could do more of it. That would be kind of neat. Let's see, what else have I seen? I have seen several 200 strings, which is kind of fun. I saw one this weekend. Again, Bob Sedgwick, 201. Great job. Congratulations on your new high single. I've seen some almost 200 strings. I've seen some people come really close. It's not as easy as what people think. You really gotta have some big marks in there. Obviously, there's no getting around a 200. Well, you can get a 200 without a double, I guess. I don't know if anyone's ever done it. I think that would be pretty cool. Strike spare, you know how it is. That would be kind of neat to see a 200 string without a double strike. It'd be pretty cool. I know I haven't done it. I don't know as if I've ever seen it done. I don't know as if I've ever heard of it being done. But it would be pretty cool to see. That's for sure. We got time for a few more anecdotes, I guess. Ultimately, I can say this unequivocally as bowling has been very good to me, and I have made the best of friends through bowling. And I can't thank those enough that have made bowling fun again. You know who you are, and if you don't know who you are, then you know who you are. I'm not going to list everybody out, but it's it's nice to have fun again bowling. Good to see some great bowling again this weekend. In the past couple of weeks, seen a bunch of 1300s. I've seen a bunch of 400s. I've seen people throwing 200s. So it's a lot of fun. I will say this is that as we move through this pandemic, as we move to what we consider a new norm and a new normal, which is the same thing as a new norm. I just wanted to say it, I guess. I don't know. We need to support each other. It's okay to have differing views. It's okay to be different. It's okay to have difference of opinions. But we need to be good to each other. We need to be nice to each other. We need to, support each other. It's okay to be a Republican. It's okay to be a Democrat. It's okay to be an independent. It's okay to be, again, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but it's okay to be different. I don't care, and I've told people this, and they kind of look at me funny until I finish my story, but I don't care about a person's color. I don't care about a person's creed. I don't care about, a person's, if they're male or female, or I don't care if they're, gay or straight or anything like that. You want to know what I judge people on is I judge people on if you're an asshole or not. And ultimately that's the biggest thing for me. I don't care if you're white or black. I don't care if you're Hispanic. I don't care if you're Asian or any ethnicity. If you're an ass, that's all it takes. Just be nice. Just be respectful of people. You want to tell me what your differences are? I'll listen. If you're respectful. You may even change my mind. I've been known to change my mind in the past. But force feeding it to me, or forcing your opinion on me, or forcing or telling me I have to do something or something else just rubs me the wrong way. So I'm going to end this week. I know this was a lot of inane rambling, and hell, it wouldn't surprise me if people turned it off 2 minutes in and said, "Whoa, I'm not listening to that one until Brian comes back," and that's cool. I do appreciate you staying. I do appreciate you listening. Don't forget to tip your waiters, tip your waitresses. Be nice to people. Be kind to people. Be safe. Have some fun when you can. And guys, have a great week. Thank you for listening, and we'll be in touch soon.